Is it blatant hypocrisy
or sheer incompetence?
You decide! Flazzingling and salutations, my lovely little lunatics. It's me, your good old friendly internet psychopath insanity, here with my co-host Bob.
Hello.
And today on the ENSane Report, we're gonna talk about YouTube's just, like I said, either it's blatant hypocrisy or it's sheer incompetence.
Well, which would be worse?
Probably the hypocrisy, because that means they actually know what they're doing and they're screwing people over just for the giggles. So, recently, I made a video talking about George Floyd, Jacob Blake, and I think I mentioned Rittenhouse in it, and I talked about it, I read articles, and I basically talked about I tried to debunk the fake news of it. Well, I get a community guideline strike because it's harassment and cyberbullying. So, I try to appeal it, and they go, no.
Yeah, they told you pound sand.
Yep, so now 90 days worth of stepping on eggshells. Or I could probably just create a new channel and go from there. Anywho, so I'm sitting there stewing over this, which I also then put out a tweet on my Twitter. And that, of course, gets the Twitter people all upset. And I think I now understand what it is.
And it's something that's truly sad.
It really is, because it's a certain word that I remember being able to say this word all the time, and now it offends people's feelings. And it's really annoying. So I can't use that word anymore. Anywho, so, as I said, I'm stewing over this, because, once again, now my Twitter, unless I delete the tweet, I have appealed it, they have not answered, unless I delete the tweet, I cannot get on that Twitter. And that's just aggravating.
Really is. It really is annoying.
And I'm not going to take the tweet down until after the appeal comes back and they finally say yes or no. If they say no, then great. If they say yes, we're going to uphold it. We're going to stick to our guns. And mainly it annoys me because it was in a situation where the person was wrong.
Yeah, no, The Rock didn't pay attention to what he was talking about.
He didn't. He just came out with it. Just some hot take. And of course, it was a wrong hot take. Which I think a lot of people, that's the sad thing. The Rock is such a good person, but this was beyond bad takes. So, anywho, continuing on. What I end up doing, so now I'm sitting there figuring out what am I going to do, and then a story comes out about blatant YouTube hypocrisy and or complete and utter incompetence. So, there's a guy, Moist Critical, probably know of him. He's a pretty big YouTuber, and he does the kind of content that I'm trying to go for kind of now. The problem is, I want to be along the lines of Mr. Obvious, Optimus, and almost Salty Cracker, and all that kind of stuff. But because my channel's small and their channels are a lot bigger, that gives me a major problem doing all this stuff.
Yeah, because they can just crush you without a second thought.
Yep. And the big thing is, Moist Critical he does a little video, and in that video there is a bunch of mascots getting out of a car and beating on some dude. And it's just hilarious. You got like SpongeBob, Squidward, like Mickey, and they're just beating on some guy, and he says it's fake. And honestly, I could see why it's fake. It's just kind of too hilarious. Because for them to be in that situation, come out, pound the dude, it's a WTF moment. Like, even in my drunkest times, I don't think I wouldn't have seen, I thought it saw originally, I thought, this is hilarious, but it's probably not real. So, he gets a strike for violence. And what ends up happening is, of course he's rightfully upset, and he calls them out. And he appeals, and they say, no, screw you, this goes against our things for violence. And then he goes and says, well, Markiplier, who, I mean, almost anyone who has a YouTube, anyone who even opens YouTube knows who Markiplier is.
Very wholesome man.
Bad takes sometimes.
Yeah, especially with Pokemon and Cloak.
Yep. But, so, Markiplier did a video on this. Markiplier did a Try Not to Laugh video on this. And has that exact same video. You could probably go out right now and find that video. and it wouldn't be censored. So he goes, hey, Markiplier's got this video. He wasn't struck. WTF? Well, eventually, they go back and they go back and they remove the strike from his channel, going, yeah, we screwed up. After he appealed, and they said, no, we're going to hold the strike. So then Markiplier comes out with a video going, yeah, hey, well, and of course, Critical goes out and he's like, no, don't actually put a strike. I don't want Mark's channel to be actually struck, but I want to show the hypocrisy of it. So then Markiplier comes out and actually goes, hey, YouTube, where is my strike? Because if you're going to strike Critical, it really is hypocritical that you're not going to strike me. So, he then gets a strike. This is after they went back on Moist Critical's strike.
It really kind of is starting to sound like, what is it?
The Incompetence?
Yes, Incompetence.
It really is. So, they then eventually go back and tell him, yeah, okay, and then they take the strike off his video. But, I mean, come on! I know they have the AI, the algorithm that goes around and basically is trying to constantly learn and strike down and do things correctly and all. And then they have normal people because, what is it? It's like 400 hours per second is uploaded to YouTube. So, of course, there aren't enough people. And I honestly don't think you could hire enough people to watch all this stuff and check it all. But so when someone sends an appeal, someone then looks at that appeal and manually reviewed, and like I had to do that on mine. That's what angered me about it, but I realize now it's because certain words that aren't even curse words are now not available to be said on this site. So the problem is I'm nowhere big as salty crackers, so I can't go around cursing all day long.
You're going to have to be like Tim Pool.
It ain't such a bad thing. I'll just have to use it when I get angry.
Yeah, hopefully they don't determine that as weird.
Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Maybe I insulted someone's mother across the sea. Oh, well. But yeah, so they've got the algorithm that goes around flagging videos, that learning and all that. Then they have human people to review it. Well, this is a pure sign of, like, who's making there's a big thing. Either they have no idea what they're doing, and their rules are fly-by-night, whatever hell's going on, no one understands it, or they're so blatantly hypocritical. There are people there who have such hard stance opinions, and like people have such different moral opinions that one person says, evil! And then another person goes, what? Well, what are you talking about? There's none bad here. I can honestly see it. Because the algorithm comes out, they take a look, and for all you know, that one person really doesn't like that thing. And then they get upset, but it doesn't go against the terms. Because I remember, Tim Pool had to deal with this with Facebook, where they claimed what he posted was illegitimate. And he was like, no, what I posted was actually factual. And then you added a stipulation. So he calls up the people, and then the guy literally blows his stack like,
oh, that was funny.
It really was. So anywho, that's basically the situation. And it comes down to, once again, there are plenty of videos out there that straight up go against YouTube's guidelines. Like, what was it? The animal abuse videos. God.
They really do disgust me.
And there really are a bunch of disgusting videos on here. Do they get taken down? No. Nope, not at all. They're left up. Da-da-da-da-da, la-da-da-da-da-da. Nothing happens. But then I post a video talking about news, reading articles, and trying to debunk fake news, and I get cyber harassment and bullying. Or harassment and cyberbullying. And Moist Critical makes a thing about a fight that's most likely fake. And violence. And yet, like, the World Star fight videos and stuff like that are all over the place. It's really, really sad. And honestly, I do believe it is censorship and blatant hypocrisy, with a slight dash of incompetence. Because Facebook's now censoring stuff, YouTube's censoring a lot of stuff that really, I don't think, there are new rules that are coming out of making fun of people. Satire. All that stuff. But, anywho, what is it? Does it come down to blatant hypocrisy or complete and utter incompetence?
Or maybe a little sprinkle of both.
You decide. Anyways, anywho, that's the end of this little video. So if you like this video, then shake the like button and subscribe for more.
Insanity!
And I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.